Hello, welcome to Passive Aggressive Driving Tips with Paul. I'm your host, Paul. Today we're taking a look at stop signs. Now their name can be very misleading. While they certainly are signs, people seldom stop at them. In fact, if someone is in front of you and comes to a complete stop at one of these signs, make sure to honk your horn at them, because they may have fallen asleep or they may have had some type of health catastrophe. Make sure to honk your horn if they do come to a complete stop. Let them know that you're more important than they are and that you have places to be. They don't know that you have a pie baking in your oven at home, and if you don't get there in time, that crust is gonna burn. Today we're gonna take a look at merge lanes. As you can see on the board, there's two lanes here that turn into one. Now I don't know who invented merge lanes, but you can be sure that that person was incredibly passive aggressive and had obviously had some childhood trauma involving motor vehicles. Now as you look at this, you'll see this left lane continues indefinitely, while the right lane turns into the left lane as it merges. Now make sure that you never ever find yourself in this right lane. That's where the bad people are. You need to get in the left lane as soon as possible, even if there's miles until it merges. And then when you get in that left lane, make sure to stay up on the bumper in front of you so that nobody can get in. You don't want the bad people to get in. After all, they had their chance and they didn't take it, did they? If safe, or not, hang out in the middle of the lanes on this dotted line. That way nobody in the left lane or right lane can pass you, and in essence you've already made it one lane. If someone tries to pass you on either side, make sure to act as though they're robbing your grandmother at gunpoint, because that's actually not as bad as trying to merge. Today we're going to take a look at trucks that have large tires. If you spot a truck that has tires larger than a vehicle normally has, there's a few things you need to know about the driver of that truck. First of all, they're not very smart. Second, they're probably in a bad mood because their mom forced them to park on the front lawn instead of in the driveway because that's where she parks her Subaru. Third, they're very passive aggressive and very insecure, which of course is the only reason anyone would ever put tires that large on a vehicle in the first place. Today we're going to take a look at turn signals. They're located on the front and rear of every car that's ever been made. They blink really fast. Some blink a little bit slower. Sometimes they make a clicking noise inside your car. Sometimes they don't. Some people leave them on for a very long time. Now the main thing that you need to know about turn signals is that they don't mean anything. Today we're going to talk about four-way stops. Four-way stops can be incredibly confusing. If you're passive, you'll never actually get a turn to go, and you'll be stuck there until either you die or the person behind you gets so frustrated that they literally push your car all the way through the intersection. The four-way stop belongs to the brave and rude person. Now what to know at a four-way stop? If you're the first person at the four-way stop, it's your turn. If there's a person to your left, it's your turn. If there's a person to your right, your turn. If there's a person directly in front of you, your turn. If everyone arrives at exactly the same time, it's your turn. If you're the last person there, it's your turn. If someone hesitates, looks at you, starts going, doesn't stop at all for any reason, it's still your turn. Today we're going to talk about bikes on the road. They're all stupid. They don't follow any of the rules. Bikes will use the roads and even turn lanes as though they're real live cars. But then when they come to a stop sign, stoplights, or any signage that they don't want to follow, they completely ignore it. Because after all, they aren't cars, they're people on bikes. If they're wearing khakis, they've had too many DUIs and they're just trying to get to work. Or they're teachers and they just don't have enough money to buy a car. But don't worry about teachers in the summertime because in the summers they have to work real jobs. Today we're going to take a look at what to do when someone is following you too closely. Slow down. It's easily the most passive aggressive thing that you can do. Now, if they change lanes, speed up. If you're on a 4-lane road, try and find another car that's going at about the same speed that you are and try to trap that person in so that they can't get around either of you. Now, let's say that on the off chance that car following too close gets in front of you. At that point, you need to pretend like you're Jason Statham in any movie he's ever been in and drive like crazy until you get in front of that car, match another car's speed, and lock him in once again.